Hello again, welcome back to Illegally Cited. This is Jesse, and I'm back for a quick Diablo 4 accessibility update. And this time we are taking a quick look at the server slam, as they're calling it this weekend. I wasn't originally going to pop into it because I was pretty happy with where things were during the open beta, but I'm like, yeah, you know what? Let's see how the queues are. Let's see how, if anything has changed as far as accessibility. And largely things are about the same as they were in the open beta that I took a look at earlier. If you want a deeper dive into what is in Diablo 4 as far as accessibility goes, definitely check out that video. I will try and remember to put a link in the description below because it is a not only do I show the accessibility features of Diablo 4 in the beta, but it's also I get asked a lot by other blind, low vision, disabled creators. They're like, how do I get into accessibility consulting, advocacy, testing, all this sort of stuff? And the answer is really you just do it. You just start doing it and try to provide constructive, meaningful feedback. And I show you in that video how detailed I really get to make sure that I give, meaningful, descriptive feedback. So with that out of the way, like I said, most things in this are about the same. I've played a couple quests so far. I'm not very far, because the progress is going to be reset after this weekend anyway. But during gameplay, all that stuff is pretty much the same. Like, I love the fact that when you go near like a door or you get an enemy in a certain direction, you can it'll tell you what enemy it is. If you're near something in the environment where I can like break something to get some gold or whatever, you'll hear that. So like if I go up here, I've got my text-to-speech going, and if I go, let's see, we'll see if we can find something that we can break. Usually, yeah, so that just tells me, hey, okay, I can break that open. Break that open. There we go. Oh, there we go. So I picked up some more loot. So all that stuff is as it was in the open beta, and that's cool. As far as blind accessibility goes, and even low vision accessibility to a degree, the main feature that I know a lot of players are requesting is some sort of a navigation assist, because you can navigate the world, like you can kind of navigate, like if I walk up to this edge here, the footsteps stop. But if I walk over here, you can hear that I'm able to walk. Again, I run into the little trees and stuff here, footsteps stop. And that's a basic dirty way to navigate, but if you're trying to track a quest or a side quest, or maybe you have to follow a character, or anything, having a way to be able to track that, point me in the general direction, give me some sort of a navigation assist, that would be very helpful, especially so you avoid aimless wandering as a blind player. And it would allow, again, the ultimate goal is for a blind or visually impaired player to play Diablo 4 without sighted assistance. The map screen, I like the fact that when I hover over items that they are spoken. I like the fact that I can zoom in. I do kind of wish for a darker, like I know we're looking at like a parchment kind of paper style theme here for the map, it looks like, but I like having more, maybe like a darker background and then like a lighter text type of thing. Some of the icons maybe are a little tricky to see, and I also think that for overall accessibility, having the option to use my D-pad to snap. Oopsie. My analog stick or D-pad. Shush. Um,
Find the hermit's cabin. I
yeah.
told the monk of my vision. He was clearly unsettled by what
I'm
I
waiting for it to
described.
stop speaking.
He told me to search the mountains to the north for a hermit who may be connected to these dark events.
Yep, cool.
Bottom
Yada
action
yada.
button. Untrack.
So having a way, because right now I have to freely move the pointer around the screen. And again, if you're a blind player and you want to know kind of what's near you around the map, that's going to be really hard. It would be super easy to overlook or super easy to miss that thing. So being able to turn an option to toggle like a snap system for your menu, so you don't have to use the cursor. Same thing with the skill trees. So if I pause and I go to the skill tree, right now I can freely move around this skill tree.
Refund all.
And if I hover over,
Hammer of the Ancients. Pressure point.
and I don't know, it keeps fixating on refund all when I move. I don't know why it does that.
Refund all.
That shouldn't be a thing. I don't know why it keeps saying refund. And that's going to go into
Whirlwind.
I think that's part of my next bug that I really want to report, because it is, driving me rather crazy.
Refund all.
In the open beta, the menu, I was actually really impressed overall with how the user interface worked when playing the game. So if I bring up my inventory screen, before I could just use the D-pad and I could arrow through like what I had equipped. I could arrow through my inventory down at the bottom. That was perfectly fine. And it would, it would go through and I could read it, and, I would let the speech read it and it'd be fine. In this Server Slam build, however, I don't know what's going on. I cannot use my controller. I'm running the PC version. All the drivers are up to date. The game is up to date. But when I use the controller and I try to use my D-pad, look at on the screen how you see how it's, when I hit down, it's jumping to the empty spot right below that first weapon, and then it jumps back to whatever it was on.
Profile.
So it's fixated. I don't know what the hell it's fixated on. I'm trying to figure out what it's even highlighted.
Profile.
When I hit up, it goes to profile and then it jumps away. I literally cannot.
Guarding leather doublet. Magic chest armor. 57 item power.
See it now when I'm hitting left and it's
-8.
Yeah, the D-pad stuff is not working well at all.
Enemies.
Same with analog stick.
Unlock profile. Guarding leather doublet. Guarding leather.
I'm hitting right repeatedly, and it's fixated on this guarding level, this doublet.
Head.
So head. So I don't have anything equipped there yet. Using the controller for me right now on the menus and the user interface is pretty much broken. It worked great in the open beta. It is completely jank right now, and it is not working at all. Now, if I use the mouse, if I switch over to using my mouse, and if I hover over something,
dampening treads. Vigorous Strider's crown.
that's what's supposed to happen.
Strider's hand wraps. Guarding leather doublet.
I'm looking at all these things, and I'm just moving.
Guarding leather doublet.
So it's working with the mouse as I move around. If I want to highlight up here where I'm equipped, that's working. But the controller stuff for me is completely broken. So if I go even into my menu,
return to game, options.
I'm trying to use my D-pad.
Return to game.
It's fixated. I'm hitting down, down,
options.
Up.
Return to game.
It will not let me go beyond those two items. I don't know why. I even tried turning the screen reader off, and even with the screen reader off, it is still doing that for me. And as well as it was working in the open beta, I really hope that it gets fixed for the full version, because I found using the controller both to play and to navigate the menus and stuff, the UI, worked really well. So I don't know. This seems like a thing that should be fixed. I have heard a mixture of feedback. I put this out on the Twitterverse yesterday, or even it might have been Friday night, and some people were having the same problems I was, and some people weren't. So I don't know, but I'm going to share this with Blizzard, and hopefully they will be able to figure it out and identify what the issue is. Because right now, using the controller for any UI for me is essentially broken, and it is kind of frustrating. So really, I didn't notice any other major tweaks or changes or additions. You know, I don't know if we're going to get a navigation system by launch. You know, we're just probably about less than a month out from full release. But I wanted to do this video really quickly as a bonus, just to give people an updated look at the accessibility, and I wanted to really share this UI controller bug that has kind of been driving me crazy when I've been trying to play this. On the plus side, what I will say, I've gone into the game 3-4 times over the past couple of days, over the weekend here, and they're, you know, the whole purpose of this weekend again was for them to test their servers, and their server slam must be doing a really good job, because I think the longest queue that I've had was 5 seconds. I mean, today it's been instantaneous. I think Friday it was, like I said, a couple seconds longer, but it's been almost instant. So for that part, it's doing good. Now, I don't know if that's just because everyone is too distracted playing The Legend of Zelda this weekend. But nevertheless, at least the way it is so far, the server slam is a big success, because the queue wait times are nowhere near as they were even in the open beta. So really looking forward to the full game. Hope this helps the developers. I hope this helps anybody else. Again, in the comments below, leave a comment if you are having or if you are not having issues using the D-pad or analog stick in your inventory screen and menus and such in your game, because I'm very curious. Anyway, hope you guys found the video helpful. Give it a like if you did. Follow me on Twitter at BGFH79, twitch.tv/illegally-cited, illegally-cited.com, and right here on YouTube. Until next time, I will chat with everybody again later.